There's another one. Oh yeah, they'll have that done by noon for sure. Greetings and salutations. I was going to go ahead and buy some new headlight lenses, but my son came up to me the other day and said, "Dad, I need boots for welding class." So, guess I'll do the responsible thing and buy the boys some boots. And eventually I'm going to replace these headlight lenses, but not today. I have a kit, a restoration kit, that I used it on my wife's car, and I got pretty good results. So I'm going to try it on this. From a distance, they don't look too bad, but somebody's put some schmoo on the lens to restore them. And it's not looking all that great. And the low beams are terrible. High beams ain't that bad. And I could probably fix a lot of that with new bulbs. I'm going with LED bulbs. But I want to see if I can clarify these a little bit. And the process is not that difficult. You need to physically remove the oxidation. And in my case, I have to physically remove mechanically with sandpaper the schmoo layer to get down to the oxidized layer of plastic, and then use like a solvent to, like, I think it's probably just acetone with some dye in it to give it a color so they can put a brand on it, and heated in a heated cup, because that's how you heat the acetone, in a heated cup, and then the fumes will clarify the lens. Clear as mud, eh? Just like my headlight lenses. First things third, I need to remove the headlight on a WJ. You got this bolt here, and you loosen it. It's a 7mm. You loosen it, and you pull that out. Then you get a screwdriver. I gotta go get a screwdriver. Get a screwdriver. Yeah, just pry it out like that. Yeah. The lens has these ball studs on. There's 3 of them. One here, one here, one here. And they fit into those plastic sockets. You just shove them back in, and that long ass bolt there just retains it. It goes through the bucket, through the headlight bucket, and kind of just retains it. Doesn't really fasten anything, it just keeps it from falling out. The harness here, you gotta pull all these off. Pull these out. That one. And, ooh, I got new bulbs coming, and I gotta pull these off. I need 2 hands to do it. And then I'll go inside the garage and start sanding. Yeah. Let's see if that comes out any clearer. You can see the coating that's on it. You can actually feel it with your fingers. So, first things third, I'm gonna get some glass cleaner and get all the bug schmoo off of here and get down to the whatever coating this is, and then I'll start wet sanding. That's water with a little Dawn soap in it. You'll have to excuse the leaf blower in the distance. This is 400 grit. A little more of that and we can go down to a finer grit. I started with 400 and I switched over to the Brillo pad because you know you can get into these nooks and crannies a little bit better with the red Scotch-Brite, and that's equivalent to 360. And then I moved to the gray, which is the equivalent of 800, and then I moved from 800 to 1200. You could go even all the way down to 3000 if you wanted to, but all you're doing is removing the scratches from the last pass. So the 360 removed the oxidation, and you know you're through all the oxidation when it goes from when the filings go from orange or brown to clear, and you've gone far enough. And then and this removes the scratches from that, and then that removes the scratches from that. And if you went to 2000, we remove the scratches from 1200. I don't think we need to go any further than that. Let's compare this to what's still on the car. Quite the difference, eh? Okay, we're not done yet. Now we need to do the fumigation. Follow me. Okay, the kit that I got comes in this nice little, little satchel. And it has, different sandpaper grits from, I think, 220 or 240 up to 1500, which I just used the rest of. It comes with this nifty little cup and some repairing liquid. I just think this is acetone. I probably should try this one day with acetone just to see if there's any difference. Power supply. What's that for? Well, you got to plug that in. This has got a heating element in the bottom of it. So let me get set up. Power supply is plugged in. I'll pour the contents of this into it. I'll keep all the stuff because what I don't use will go back in. And then I put this little funnel cap on here. Let that warm up a little bit. Perfect timing. Are you going to sit there and idle? You jackwagons. Oh, not enough noise here in the neighborhood. No. A little backup alarm action there. All right, let's see how this works. I think I need to wait a little bit, let it warm up a little more. I need a freaking tripod, for frig's sakes. Ready for the reveal? That's what it used to look like. And that's what it looks like now. For real. Done no schmoo that you gotta wipe on the lens. It looks pretty clear. Yeah, let's put it back in and see what it looks like. Goes there, there, this goes here, like so, goes there like so, twist. Awesome. There you go. There, easy as pie. Yellow and dingy? Not so much. However, you can see the checking, the heat checking in the lens, so that's more than likely on the inside from the heat of the bulbs. And those bulbs are not very bright. I'm gonna replace those with LEDs, but we'll see how much of a difference. I mean, it's got to make a difference. It's gotta. Find out tonight. I'm gonna do that one now, and you don't need to see the process because you saw it over here. So, and then maybe I'll do the fog lights. Those fog lights are absolutely worthless. They cast light about to here. Worthless. I wanted to show a side-by-side comparison on the same lens after the first step with the red Scotch-Brite pad. That's just the first step. You see how yellow this is compared to how clear it is. And like I mentioned, when you're sanding this off, let's see if I can show you. When you're sanding this oxidative layer off, the filings that are coming off are brown. And it's dirty. I'm trying to do this with one hand. And you'll know you're through that oxidative layer when the filings that come off are clear, right? Not so much. So much. Dirty? No dirty. Yeah, you can clearly see the line now. All right. Well, I'm an idiot. You remember the part where I said this? I need a freaking tripod, for frig's sakes. Well, I went and got my tripod and I set it up and, you know, got in there real tight and restored the headlight in real time. No edits, no breaks. Thought that's going to be pretty cool. And then I went and loaded it onto my computer. Never hit record. Awesome. So I pulled these out and I'm going to restore these and I'm going to show you how good this process works. This time I'm going to make sure I hit record. Besides, they kind of look like crap anyway. They don't really work all that well, so anything's an improvement. I'll come back when I'm ready to do the tin cup method. I don't know how well this is going to clarify because there's some contamination on both lenses right here from the inside. But these are pretty easy to get out. It's just 2 bolts that hold it in from the back. Unplug it. Coincidentally, if you live in a Rust Belt, you ain't gonna get these out without having to replace them because these will twist right out. If you know, you know. I'll probably end up replacing these too. Let's see. Still needs to be heated up a little more. Let that sit there and heat up a little bit, and then we'll get getting. all you gotta do, man. Let that stuff heat up and the fumes do all the clarifying for you. But the quality of the job is only going to be good as the quality of the prep work. So the finer you roll down in grits, the better this is going to turn out. This is the payoff, though. This is what makes all the sucky work worth it. Don't forget to get the edges. Okay, that's as good as that's gonna get, folks. Yeah, you can see this contamination is on the inside. I can't do anything about that. These will eventually get replaced as well, but for now it doesn't look like it sucks as bad. Did I push record? Yeah, I sure hope so, because I don't have any more headlights to restore. It was much more satisfying on the headlights. But you get the idea. This stuff works. And it lasts a lot longer, in my opinion, it lasts longer than the restoration kits that have the applicator and the liquid the chemical that you put on it. That I did that once. Actually, I did that first time right after we bought the Buick. And it looked good for about 20 minutes, and then within like a month it was just as cloudy as it was when I started, and I was into that kit for $30. And that made a big difference. It looks a lot better for sure. So if you're interested in doing something like this, I'll put a link in this description to one of these kits that you can purchase. They ain't too terrible expensive. I think I paid around $25-30 for this one. I don't know, it was over a year ago I bought it. Wasn't terrible expensive. And I think I'm into it for about an hour and a half to do both headlights. The kit comes with sandpaper, so you don't have to buy any of that, but if you're interested in using the Brillo pad method, I like the Brillo pads. I call them Brillo pads, the Scotch-Brite pads, because they get into the nooks and crannies. And just remember that when you do this, let the abrasive do the work. Use just the machine that moves it, and let the abrasive lift that crud out of there, so you don't put really deep scratches in the plastic. That just makes more work. Ain't nobody got time for that. I'm gonna clean this up. I'm gonna take a shower because it's humid as frig down here in the butthole of Texas. Just park right there, bud. Trying to make a movie, and you're gonna park right there, right outside my fucking house. Awesome. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, that's more gooder. So I'll put a link in the description, though. A kit like that one, if it's not that one exactly, it'll be one like it. And if you ain't got time for messing around with sanding on your headlights, I'll put a link in the description to some WJ headlight housings. Here he is again. You know what I ain't got time for? Truck drivers that park their rig right outside my garage. I ain't got time for that. I need to close this video up. So check the links in the description for those products if you're interested. If you're not, you know, you can always go through the links in the description to, if you buy things on Amazon, you go through the links there to purchase whatever you want, and you can help the channel out here a little bit, because baby needed a pair of boots and I couldn't get headlight housings. So that's all I got for today, fellers. So until next time, you have fun, stay safe, shoot straight, keep your powder dry, don't park your big rig outside somebody's garage door, and have a splendid day. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Oh, this is still running. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's gonna be a hell of an edit. 36 minutes.